In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to build a successful e-commerce business with our Shopify Blueprint. Hi, my name is Craig and you're watching Hearts Brands. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the ultimate blueprint from building your own e-commerce store from scratch. I'll go over everything that has worked for me so that you can avoid the pitfalls of launching a Shopify business. I'm going to go over such topics as choosing the right product and niche, your options when sending traffic to your products, super clever tricks to increase your profits, and other important aspects like how to evaluate your product ideas. So go ahead and come join me on this journey into entrepreneurship, because we're going to walk through your Shopify business step by step, one by one, until you've got your first sale and beyond. Don't worry about taking notes. I'm going to go into each step in more detail in other videos, and you can always rewatch this one too. This video is a perfect Shopify tutorial for beginners and intermediates. Sit back, relax, let's go. Finding a product to sell. It's now time to find winning products and niches like an e-com king or queen. You've probably heard some people talk about picking a niche or product that they are passionate about. Whilst this may be the right advice for a passion project, I found that for a profit project, it really doesn't matter whether or not you are passionate or knowledgeable about a particular niche. This is important as it can make or break your business and your motivation. In my experience, the dropshipping products you choose should tick a couple of boxes. First of all, is there enough profit per product sold? Personally, from Shopify dropshipping, I've sold items from mugs to furniture. I can tell you firsthand, I'd much rather sell one sofa and get the same profit than selling 100 mugs. Why? First of all, on some traffic sources, it doesn't make a difference whether a product is a low ticket or a high ticket item. And second, I'd rather have to deal with the logistics of one product being shipped than 100. I'd also rather deal with one customer than 100 customers for the same amount of work. With that said, and with any of our online stores here at Hearts Brands, we'd rather sell products over £100, which is around $135. This also allows for bigger margins, and with Google Shopping, for example, as a traffic source, the cost per acquisition wouldn't be such a huge difference. If you do things correctly, of course. Next, do you stand a chance? What do I mean by that? If you are selling your own branded tablet, well, you probably won't be a Shopify success story, as you are competing against Apple. Want to sell your own branded camera? I wouldn't, as you're competing with Nikon and Canon. Do you get it? To make sure you stand a chance, you don't want to sell a product or start a niche where there is a certain level of brand loyalty. This is where I mention again a passion versus a profit project. I may be passionate about photography. That doesn't mean I should start selling cameras in my own store. If that's something you wanted to do, I suggest going down the affiliate route, but that's for another video. Carry on watching, as I want to show you an easy way to make money online with e-commerce, which you could do today. Next, seasonality. You won't be selling many Christmas trees in March. You won't be selling much garden furniture in November. You get my drift? When looking for niches and winning products, look for something that is not seasonal in nature. Good examples of non-seasonal products would include dining tables, quality rugs, bunk beds, standing desks. These will sell throughout the year, and remember, you want our products over £100 or $135. All of these are over £100. We also want to make sure there is demand for the products that you're going to sell. Whilst I would advise you to niche down in order for you to be seen as an authority in your field, going too niche means your customer base will be limited. The best way to see if there is demand for your niche product is to check Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool provided by Google, and it will tell you intent search traffic volume for particular keywords. At Hearts Brands, we prefer a search volume of 10,000 a month minimum. However, this is not a set rule, as there may be cases where the search volume is low, but so is the competition and the product margins are high. Remember, this is just a guide. I'm going to go into more detail in other videos. Obtaining your product. Now, it's all fair and well finding the right products to sell, but now you need a supplier. If you want to dropship, then look on Google and other supplier databases for companies willing to dropship for you. If you want to house the products and ship yourself, you'll need to find a manufacturer or distributor for your particular products. Now, let's assume you've found your niche and products. Evaluating your idea. Top tip, if there's a new type of product and you're not sure whether or not there is a market for it, you must evaluate your idea. You can find out for £20, which is around $25. This will save you tons of time, money, and effort. I'll explain this little hack shortly when we talk about traffic. So what's next? Choosing your sales channels. You need to decide where you're going to sell your products. This means choosing your sales channels. You can sell your items on marketplaces that already have buyers, or you can sell on your own store where you need to generate your own buyers. Marketplaces are a very easy and simple place to start. You can use Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace to name just a few. The pros of this means you do not have to generate traffic for your items to sell, although it can help, but more on that in another video. And you don't have to worry about setting up your own store. The cons for Amazon and eBay in particular mean you don't own your customers. Therefore, you can't send them emails, SMSs, and encourage them to buy again from you in the future. That's the toss-up. Assume for now you want to create your own store and build your own brand. What's next? Building your Shopify store. As part of the Shopify e-commerce blueprint, you need to have a store to sell your winning products. For this, we use Shopify. Why Shopify? For starter and most advanced store owners, Shopify is the simplest option. For one, you don't need to worry about hosting and servers, both costs and management. Shopify's plans include unlimited bandwidth per month at no extra costs. Essentially, this means access to unlimited orders without having to worry about server capacity or technology limits. The last thing any business owner wants is for their customers not to be able to complete their transaction due to server errors or high traffic. It's very easy to get started, and you can select from a variety of pre-built themes, choose from plenty of payment options, and go live as soon as you've finished building your store. And there are no long-term commitments. There are plenty of plug-and-play apps that make life so much easier. Here at Hearts Brands, we have a checklist when setting up a Shopify store. I'll make this available to you. Just head over to heartsbrands.com/YouTube to get this. Let's recap. You found your products. You set up your store. Now you need to make a sale. What do you need to make sales? Traffic. Let's get one thing started from the get-go. You will never ever have a traffic problem. Why? Because you can pay for it and get it in abundance. What you might have is a conversion issue and a maths issue. If Google sends 100 high intent potential customers to your store and not one buys, that's not a traffic issue. Let's look at some of the reasons someone hasn't purchased. Are your products priced correctly? Does your store load quickly? Have you tested your checkout that it actually works? Yes, I've been guilty of this one. Is your product photography and description up to scratch? Does your Shopify store look trustworthy? These could be just some of the reasons you've not sold anything. This is why conversion optimization is the crux of a successful e-commerce business. It's not a traffic problem. Before covering conversion optimization tips, I'll briefly cover traffic sources. Remember, I'll go into more minute details in other videos. Traffic! We don't like being stuck in it, but we love having it flowing to our stores. For us, the best traffic ever is Google and Bing shopping ads. Yes, we said Bing. They have always performed the best for us in terms of conversion rates and cost per acquisition. It's intent-based traffic. People are looking right here, right now, for your product. What can be better than that? Google Shopping shows the picture of your product as well as some other details. Now, Google Shopping deserves its own playlist. There are lots of tips and tricks and hacks to get the most from Google Shopping and blow your competition out of the water. I've not made these videos as of yet, but be sure to sign up to my email list to be notified when they go live. It's free and it's at www.heartsbrands.com/YouTube. In terms of intent-based traffic, this is where people type in a search query. Google and Bing text ads are next. Intent-based traffic will always be the best to perform as people are actively searching for your product. It's very different from Facebook or YouTube in-stream ads, where we, in essence, interrupt our potential customers from what they are doing. In Facebook, for instance, we are saying,
Look at me, look at me. Hello.
That person has come onto Facebook to look at their friends' photos, not buy your product. That's why ad creativity and strategy are massively different from your search intent strategy. There are some targeting hacks in Facebook you can use, like targeting engaged shoppers, layered with the general niche of your product. However, these days we prefer to use Facebook for retargeting and awareness campaigns. Now, remember, when you pay for traffic, you don't own it. What do I mean by this? Do you own Google? No. Do you own Facebook? No. Therefore, you don't own that traffic. The way you take that traffic that you borrowed to owning it is by capturing their email and phone number. You can also get push notifications on their browsers. Once you have a customer or potential customer's contact details, you now own that traffic. And you generate that traffic by sending emails and text messages, even WhatsApp messages. Simple. There is another way you can own your traffic, and that is by creating your own e-commerce app. This way you can also send notifications directly on people's phones. It's not as difficult as you may think, and I'll cover this in another video. Be sure to sign up for notifications at heartsbrands.com/YouTube. I know I keep saying heartsbrands.com/YouTube, but do sign up, as I tell my subscribers extra secrets that I know you'll love. Once you have your customers or potential customers' contact details, this is where the real magic happens. A lot of our strategies revolve around getting an email and mobile phone number even before getting a sale. Why? Well, let's just say your conversion rate for your store is 2%. That means out of every 100 people that click to your store, 2 will buy. 98 will say, bye bye. How do you get the biggest bang for your advertising buck with these other 98 people? Well, you can retarget them, of course, and that's a given, which you'll have to pay for, by the way. However, if you have their contact details, you can message them within reason as much as you like. Smart, eh? Too many e-commerce owners focus too much on cold traffic customer acquisition and making the sale instantly, rather than getting contact details and nurturing their customers through strategic lead email and SMS series. What type of email and SMS series am I talking about? Of course, there are the standard browse and cart abandonment email campaigns where we try and convert the potential customer into buying the product that they've either added to their cart or browsed. And we do this by just reminding them, which is actually pretty effective, or offering a discount as a very last resort. We also have standard welcome email series and promotional email series. However, by far the most effective type of email and SMS marketing is when you segment your customers accordingly. What do I mean by that? Well, not all customers are created equal, right? Some purchase from you often, others are one-hit wonders. So at Hearts Brands, we make sure that we segment our customers based on where they are in the life cycle journey of our store. For example, somebody who has purchased 3 times in the last 6 months is treated very differently to someone who has purchased once in the last 3 years. You could argue that the person who purchased once in the last 3 years is a lost customer. And there are strategies that we implement to maximize this customer, from re-engagement series to win-back series. Our Content River series is where we can monetize these people through our content commerce strategy without them having to actually buy anything. I will talk about content commerce in another video because it's incredibly important and enables you to compete with the big boys such as Amazon. After all, we can't and don't want to be the cheapest. Coming back to the traffic is not an issue point. I want to briefly talk about other strategies to help. First, you need to increase your AOV. AOV is average order value. If someone comes to your store to buy some curtains, we need to try and get them to buy another pair or some accessories like curtain poles. This increases that customer's average order value, which in turn increases your profits. You can encourage people to buy more by including free shipping for your orders over a certain amount. You can offer order bumps, such as warranties on items. You can cross-sell and upsell, but the most powerful method I've ever seen is post-purchase upsells. This is when, after a customer has purchased your product, you make them an offer they can't refuse. Yes, like in The Godfather.
I'm going to make them an offer they can't refuse.
The best part is because you've already captured their payment details, they do not have to fill in that information again. Therefore, makes the upsell process seamless. By adding post-purchase upsells, you will increase your average order value significantly, which helps pay for your traffic. Again, I'll create a playlist on the post-purchase upsell strategies we've used at Hearts Brands. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss these. This brings me to the meat of e-commerce, and that's repeat customers, something also known as LTV, lifetime value. If a customer has purchased from you once, it's your job now to get them to purchase from you again and again. When you do this, you will see your profits rocket. Why? Because you've already spent money to acquire the customer. And when you market to them again via email or SMS, the majority of those profits are in your pocket rather than paying for traffic from Google or Facebook. This is where you make huge profits, and a lot of e-commerce owners don't do this properly. Again, they seem fixated on acquiring new customers rather than squeezing out everything they can from their existing customer base. You do this through smart marketing. Again, through remarketing on channels such as Facebook and Google and YouTube, as well as sending out emails and SMSs with messaging based on the segmentation of your customer's life cycle. For example, if a customer hasn't purchased an item for a specific period of time, say a month, then we can offer them complementary products to that original product that they purchased. If they're about to go into the segmentation where you've pretty much lost a customer forever, then offer them a huge discount, even if you don't make any money on it, just for them to open their wallet to you again and make a transaction. This here is so simple and really separates e-commerce businesses from slightly profitable to a stable cash flow rich business. In this video, I've given you a 30,000 foot view of a Shopify e-commerce blueprint, a business blueprint, so to speak. As you can see, there are many moving parts. Fear not though, as here on the Hearts Brands channel, I will take you through each section step by step. And all you have to do is follow the dots. When someone Googles success stories Shopify, you will appear. Our main goal is to fix the leaks in your e-commerce store so you can start maximizing the money you spend to drive traffic to your store. Now, regarding the £20 evaluate your idea hack I mentioned at the start of this video, it's simple. My buddy and I were going to sell a specific item. We put that item on Facebook and simply asked people, would you buy this? It's not rocket science. We put a £20 advertising budget, and the feedback we received was amazing, and we decided not to go ahead with it. We never thought of the issue that the Facebook user base came up with. With a £20 ad budget, we save potentially thousands of pounds manufacturing and importing the product. £20 well spent, I'd say. Let me know in the comments which traffic source you will try first, Facebook, Google or YouTube. And your next step is to watch the playlist on your screen. It goes over the low-hanging fruit as to how to plug the leaks in your e-commerce store. Don't forget to sign up for my notification list at heartsbrands.com/YouTube.